Right, now I'm going to show you how to record a specific legacy. So this is where we're going to make a bequest of a particular piece of property which is owned by the deceased. So this isn't a cash bequest, this is a bequest of an item. So the way we do that is we'll go first to, we've got to see what we might want to give. Let's have a look and see what we've got in the way of chattels. So I'm going to have a look at we're going to make a gift of some chattels. Alright, we haven't recorded any chattels yet, so let's do that first. So here we've got Peter Franks. Peter Franks was a diamond smuggler and he drove a rather nice Triumph Stag, which for today's money was £4,500 at date of death. He had a small bag of diamonds, let's say market value 50 grand, and he also had a rather smart leather jacket, which will give a value of 500 quid too. So sort of Italian classic. You'll see now we have the option to add more chattels if we want to do that. Why don't we just do that? Click on there, so it'll wake up. How many more? We'll just add one more. Don't know quite what, but we'll think of something. So we can bung in here. Well, we'll leave that for now, but you can see that that's how you might add another chattel. So the next question is, at the moment, what do we think about any of these? They're solely owned by him. Foreign property, don't think so. Business property relief, no. None of that is relevant. I mean, one might argue that the car, of course, was used for his business, as indeed was the diamonds, but let's ignore that. So let's now go back to what we were going to do, which is recording a legacy. So here we have on the top left, record legacies. We get the choice. We can do cash. That's a big button because that's where most of your legacy recording is going to be. But here we're going to do some chattels. So let's click on chattels. Here we've got the list of chattels as we've seen them before and their values. So what we can now say is, right, let's make the bequest. We're going to, this is going to go to Triumph, of course, is going to go to procedure law. And we now get the option as to whether we want to make that subject to tax. Now remember, this is if you're going to have the legacy bearing its own tax. If you were to click that, then what would happen if we had a taxable estate is that all of this would then calculate the tax that's going to be paid on the legacy, which is pretty handy. In fact, we're not going to make this subject to tax. Let's just leave that not subject to tax. So that basically is how we go. That's it. So we can now go back to the home page and we can now take a look at our capital account, which will show you the 4,500 Pussy Law Triumph Stag. That's there. That's for her. That's shown as a legacy on the capital account. And if we go to the balance sheet,